Welcome to another event with two dudes talking about their technology.
All right. Yeah, that's Steve. I'm Tom. I'm pissed. I spent 20 minutes fucking with technology just to get this thing started. So let's get started. All right. What do you want to talk about?
Dash cams.
Yeah.
How soon will major automobile builders, manufacturers install them like they do CD players?
Well, they'll just be part of the package.
Because you got one on the back.
Yeah.
Who knows that camera is not engaged all the time? It comes on. My stereo has a touch screen in my Ford van that when I'm backing up, I get a picture of whatever's in my way. But I'm really, really, really seriously thinking about it, getting it on my dash.
Yeah,
there's just so much stuff that could be narrated any way we want to.
Well, and that's the thing. You get a ton of content because you drive 20 hours a week for work, right? 20 hours of content every week. Not including you could do it going to and from work and when you're not at work and all that other time. Yeah, you're right.
And if you're paying attention, like you're talking about, there is a lot of stuff going on. And when you start seeing the same cars in the 7-mile stretch, when I get on Reno, which is the center line east and west across greater Oklahoma City metropolis, it crosses through 7 or 8 towns that are part of the package, like Watt Avenue.
Well, let's do this. Let me share my screen and we'll look at some dash cams. How's that sound? Let's try that. All right. There's that. There's some Google. Look at probably someplace like do you have a Best Buys?
We do.
Dash cam for trucks, probably. Well, that might be semi-trucks. Let's see what it says. Yeah. Amazon's got them. Let's see how much Amazon's are. To get an idea. Have you priced them at all?
I got a verbal suggestion from Kyle, who was Jeff Corcoran's cousin, that was talking about doing some videography work inside the Diesel Drive location.
Okay. Well,
I danced with him that's what they do. They put GoPros on their vehicles. Oh, there you are. And go rock crawling in their Jeeps.
I saw a guy, because I was raised around that kind of stuff, Jeeps and dune buggies and all that. And I was watching this video. This guy, he took this, it was just an older Jeep, and he took the front end and he made it so that you could put these big tires on it, but they could go way up onto the thing, and the whole thing would twist, but the tires would stay on the ground. And that's what those rock crawler guys do, man. They put these super low gears in, and they just go, they just move like an inch and an inch and an inch. So it looks like starts about 119, 129, 189. There's a 42, 48.
But you probably take the 48, which is probably just the camera, versus whatever the server or amp.
Yeah, this one's interesting looking. This kind of roundish one. It's $59.99. Dash cam front and rear, it says. So I guess you would mount one on your back end of your car. I don't know if you want that. I'm more thinking, just record.
I'm less likely to leave a camera on my exterior. It's going to have to, although that's what they did, and then they just took them off when they went in. I don't know. Yeah. If it's all Bluetooth, then there's no wires to detach. And
exactly.
And this is Best Buy?
This one is on. No, this is Amazon.
Oh yeah.
Let's try Best Buy. Let's see what they got. Because that gives an idea what the range is. You got to think most of them are, pretty similar as far as, the pictures are already great. It's not that big a deal. Best Buy official online store. We'll try that. Grandpa again on Sunday.
What's the event?
It's my granddaughter's being born. It's a C-section.
Oh.
So, yeah, so we already know everything, right? The only thing we don't know is the name. But yep, little girl gonna be born in the morning on Sunday.
And the social event is at the hospital?
I don't know what. So my son-in-law, he hurt his back. He's in the hospital right now. At this very moment, he's in the emergency room waiting to get an MRI on his back because he's got like discs or something, and something went. I don't know what. But anyway, they're going to go, image him and figure out what's wrong. Perfect timing, right? 2 days before the baby comes. His back freaking goes out. So maybe that's what do they call that? Psychosomatic, right? He's going through his labor pains too.
That'll be his third child?
Yeah. Friendly judge, and now I don't know. I suggested Lavella, didn't go.
No.
I tried Vella. I don't know what she's gonna do. Anyway, so 103 here at Best Buy. This one's 79. 4K front rear cabin. Yeah, so you can get one for pretty decent price. Not that you have to find out. I mean, some of it might be like, how do you transfer the photo? Like, the video. Do you have a stick, like a memory stick you have to pull out and go put in your computer and offload it that way? Or do you have to take the unit and plug it in? I mean, there's got to be a way you're going to have to transmit the files. I have no idea. And it's got all kinds of it's got WDR. The hell's that? Got night vision. That's cool. That might be worth $100.
I bet it will go into your smartphone.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be able to just hook it up that way.
Because with the technology now, and I'm trying to think, Spotify, and there's another music source, but Bob would say Spotify or whatever I think that was what it is. Give us a playlist containing Three Dog Night music, and it would start playing songs either by Three Dog Night or covers of their songs.
Yeah.
But the technology from the phone into the recording equipment.
Let's go to chat. Let's ask chat what chat thinks we should do.
You should put a starting point for dash cam technology.
Here's this is AI's pick. Best value. Yeah, it looks like it works off your phone pretty much, huh?
I was guessing, man.
I guessed right.
I'm going to start doing a lot more of that.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't really. It'd recommend don't buy a dash cam just because the box says 4K. The image sensor and HDR performance matter enormously, particularly at night. A good 2K camera with a modern Sony Starvis 2
I'm out so rarely after dark, and I wouldn't be paying attention to the dash cam as much trying to get home. I've got and have for a while had some night vision issues that only the fact that I've driven a couple of million miles, I learned to drive the white line on the right side of the road as opposed to the center line because I can't ever see it.
Does the recommendation change just because of the heat? So heat tolerance needs to be included.
Oh yeah, because it would be setting in the vehicle for sometimes hours at the office. Although I could dismantle it probably.
This one says rates the batteries up to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. I bet your truck gets that hot.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yeah. It's warm when I get in.
Yeah.
The van.
Yeah.
I saw.
Well, Best Buy had them on sale for about $100 off. So I don't know. My wife wants to do it too. She really wants to record people because she's always seeing idiots, because she goes to work at freaking 2:30 in the morning.
Right.
So when she drives, she needs that night vision. Because, the trunks are just getting home from the bar. All right. Well, that was fun.
And she's over off of, I know you've told me a few times, it's Folsom?
Where she works?
Yeah.
Roseville.
Oh, or up on Sunrise?
The one in Kirby and Sunrise. Right there when you go into Roseville.
I kind of thought that was it, but...
Yeah.
And she's been there a while, hasn't she?
Oh, God, she's been with Safeway for almost 30 years.
Well, and at that store, seems like she landed there when you guys got back to town. And
yeah, she's been there for whatever that's been, 10 years, 11 years.
Man, how time flies.
I know. I was looking to see if I had a TikTok app already installed. I don't see one. I was going to show you the analytics that they give you. Re-download. Hopefully it won't take forever. So I'm going into analytics. I'm looking at, I posted, a bunch of those reels in the last week. And once you get over 100 views, then you open up to the analytics that they'll allow you to, kind of see your performance and stuff. So I'm looking at this one and it goes, I don't even remember the percentage. A huge percentage of the people who viewed your link left after 2 seconds. I'm like, 2 seconds? Is that their attention span? Or why would you even click it if you weren't even interested enough to give it more than 2 seconds?
And how big of a percentage of people left after 2 seconds?
I don't remember. That's what I was going to try and look up right here. See if I can find it. I just started laughing. So anyway, I went and I started to the next one. 2 seconds. I'm like, shit, I suck. Man, I'm making people click away as fast as they can. And I go to the next one. 1 second. I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting worse. So all of them were under 2 seconds. I had like 6 of them. They all did 1,000 views and nobody stayed on longer than a second. So nobody watched any of my stuff. They clicked on it. I had no views. If they all left after 2 seconds. So, anyway.
At least you've got people talking about you. It may be you and me, but
oh, and I got a comment finally from somebody, I have no idea who it was. I got a comment. I'm like, oh, a comment. They're always like, you should respond to comments. So I can't even figure out how to open it. I finally get in, had to go to the analytics and find it. I opened it up and the comment was sloppy slop. I'm like, well, that made me feel good. I've been spending all this time building this shit. I got 190 of these videos. I finally get a comment, sloppy slop. Anyway, tomorrow morning, I am getting up early. I'm going out to, what are the roads out there past where the warehouse was? It was Marysville, then you had like Bruxel and
Bell went north, east and west.
On the freeway exits.
Northgate.
Northgate. I think that's where I have to go tomorrow. It's a some kind of paint a warehouse, and the county does a recycling thing where. So anyway, last time I went, I didn't know how to do any of it, and I didn't realize like you can go in and say I want 2 gallons of white paint. I mean I want 5 gallons of white paint. Somewhere, some company did a project, got done, had 3 or 4 extra 5s left over, and so they have to recycle them. They're not going to use them, right? So they send them in. Well, that's how they get rid of it. They send it back out to the community.
How cool is that?
Yeah, and we're going to move. I got to paint the inside of my house, so I need paint. And that'll save me freaking hundreds of dollars.
Well, we shopping at Home Depot, Behr brand, interior, white, $152, I think, for 5 gallons. Did I lose you?
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to get this to download. I did something wrong. Say that again. How much was it?
I think it was 152.
For 5 gallons?
Yeah, and it may have been 252 now that I think about it, because I was dissuaded from purchasing it right then before we shopped around. But I need another 5 gallons, and
right,
anyway.
This is Norkin. All right, one more time. Oh, it's I shouldn't have done that. It was I see the thing spinning up here now. It's downloading it. It's trying to. So anyway, I got to do that tomorrow, and tonight I will be editing this. And I don't know. I was going to do something tonight, a video. I don't know if I want to do casino. I was thinking I was going to do a minute. Oh, so I learned this today, because I've had a couple of my videos come back because of copywriting. I was doing the one on the bread circus, and I was doing the MMA fight that they had in front of the White House. So I was looking for, wrestlers fighting footage, and there was some rock, and he was on the ropes, and he jumped on a guy and all that. So I used it. Well, it came up as copyrighted. So I had to pull the video back down, re-edit it, find some more, So I'm telling Kai this, and he goes, well, just flip it. I go, what do you mean flip it? He goes, just flip it. I'm like, what? He goes, it's not copyrighted flipped, just flip it. I'm like, well, how do I do that? He goes, well, in Filmora, there's a button that just says flip, and you just highlight it all, flip it, it'll flip the whole video around, and now you're not in copyright violation. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? He goes, yeah, or you can put like 2 lines across it, or anything like that. That'll get it around the copyright laws. I'm like, I've seen this in videos, where they're backwards.
Lots of them where police is spelled backwards.
Yeah, that's how they do it. They're freaking, it's copyrighted stuff. They just steal it right off of whatever and flip it. So anyway, I said I want to do a 1 minute of donkey asses, of asses. And just, I don't know, some kind of funny sound, music or something. So what the hell is going on here? Relaunch. It's from an external site. I think I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna stop. I don't trust it. I think something's wrong. Dark on your side, man.
I've got it's a dark background with white, talking about mortgage.
I'm gonna unshare, I guess. I got nothing to share, really.
Are these your images?
No, that's just my screensaver.
Oh. Dragonfly.
I think dragonflies are awesome.
They're very cool.
One time I was fly fishing up in the Sierra, and I was no luck at all. And I said, screw it, I'm going to put a worm on. And I put a hook on, and I put a big old night crawler on it, and I was just holding it trying to put it in little holes or whatever. And this dragonfly flew up and grabbed my night crawler and tried to fly away with it. And now I'm fishing for dragonflies. I thought that was one of the coolest things ever. Dragonfly on. All right. Anyway, I can't. There it is. All right. I stopped sharing.
So where are you going to be at the hospital tomorrow, or?
No, I don't have any real reason to go. Well, she doesn't go till Sunday anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a surgery. You know, I'm not.
Hey, you've either really dialed in your background or you've added extra green panels, because that's complete.
Oh, finally, I got it placed just right. I got a little gap, yeah.
And it's still got all the creases, so it looks like panels.
It's the best I've ever done, huh? I can't see. I don't know what's going on the screen. I can't see anything. I got it on gallery.
I've got you.
It doesn't show. I just have you. I put it on speaker. Maybe that'll see what that does. No, I didn't change anything. Speaker gallery. I don't know what dynamic gallery means. That's what it's on now. It just shows you and me. What else do we have? We got multi-speaker. Nothing changes from what I see. I don't know. I had the hardest time getting this to open. And like I said, it just kept going around and kept dropping every time I would email it. I'd email you the link and then I would lose my spot. And I'd have to open it up again, and finally it took.
How are the mosquitoes around Orangevale?
None. There's no water.
'Cause it's crazy how big and ferocious the damn mosquitoes are. There's like a whole section in Home Depot to mosquito repellent.
I know. I was camping in Montana one time, and these two big old mosquitoes came up. And they grabbed hold of my shirt and they started to pick me up off the ground. And the one turns to the other. He goes, "Should we eat him here or take him back to camp?" And the other one says, "Let's eat him here. If we take him back to camp, the big ones will take him from us."
Yeah. You had some pretty cool trips up to Montana and Idaho and Wyoming, didn't you?
Yeah. We used to go fishing all the time. I've caught, rainbows in Montana, big browns in Montana, cutthroat out in the Jackson Hole area. They weren't that big, but they were sure bright and beautiful. Wyoming's really weird though, because Wyoming, you can own the streams. Like in California, you can't own the waterway. I can walk all the way from anywhere on the American River, within whatever the watershed is. And it's public land. But Wyoming's not like that. Wyoming, you can own the land. And so they had a big problem for years because the farmers, the ranchers would take their land and they'd have a big meandering stream. And they're like, screw this water. I got to get this shit off my property so I can graze my cattle. And they would just make a big, long, straight ditch across the thing. Well, that meant the water was going so much faster that downstream, it was causing all kinds of problems with erosion and stuff. So I don't know how they regulate it now, but that was back in the 70s, and that's when we used to be going there. And it was a big deal for the landowners, And the tracts of land that, like these, the Hollywood elite and stuff own in Montana, Wyoming. I mean, Ted Turner I bet he's got well over 100,000 acres in Montana. Can you imagine? 100,000. I bet he's got 200,000 or 300,000 acres that his estate owns.
It's like a couple of counties together.
Yeah. Just huge.
And a lot of it's mountain too. It's amazing how it only encompasses, like 200 square miles, but it's got all that rock and dirt stacked on it. And
yeah, it's got 400,000 surface acres. because it's all laid out on a flat plot, and that's what you get. But yeah, they don't take in all the.
So, do you have family in the United States that you have only seen once or twice?
So I have some family on my dad's side that, like cousins and stuff. I have no idea. I haven't seen them since.
So, where are they?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Where were they?
Right here, local, Sacramento.
Californians.
Yeah, local. My dad's, his sister's families and his brother, but I think all his sisters and brothers have passed away. And so it was all their kids, and I never really knew any of them other than, we'd go there for a birthday party or an anniversary or something when I was little. And like I say, I haven't seen them since I was probably 5 or 6, probably the last time. Yeah, I had a good old traditional family, man. Like Christmas Eve wasn't Christmas Eve until the poker game turned into a fist fight. So that happened, and that's why we quit going. My mom didn't want us hanging out with the riffraff.
Which was your dad's brawling poker playing brothers?
And his cousins or whatever they were. I don't know. I was 5. I knew a couple of them. He had an uncle that made him my great uncle, Virgil. Virgil was really cool. He really took to me because he was a coin collector, and I thought coin collecting was really cool. So I would look at all, as long as he wanted to look at the coins, I'd still be there, And then he turned me on to stamp collecting, and I did that for a while, but it wasn't as much fun. I like the coins. They're real, you can hold them.
Absolutely.
Stuff. And he gave me a little blue, one of those little books they used to booklet, and you put the pennies in. And he gave me the one from, it started, because there was 2. One from 1901 to like 1935, and the other one went from 1935 to 1960, or whatever it was.
Present.
Yeah. And he gave me one of those completely full of all the pennies from every year, every S, every
wow.
D, every whatever, and the 3 from like 40, whatever the years, 42, 43, 44, when they made them steel. He had those 3 steel ones in there, and I thought that was amazing. Steel pennies. They're copper. How can they be steel? Right. I'm 5. I thought it was really neat. Anyway, so he always really, liked that I would do that. And every time I'd go over, he'd give me coins and stamps and stuff. He was cool. My uncle Danny, my dad's brother, he was a racer, right? So my dad would go out to West Capitol with his pickup truck, and he would push Danny and start him, and that's how that whole thing got going. But Danny's the one that got hit by the car and paralyzed. He was a quadriplegic.
How old was he when that went down?
I was probably 8. So I don't know how. He was older than my dad. My dad was 27 years older than me. So my dad would have been 35. So he was probably late 30s. And he lived 35 more years as a quadriplegic. Just brutal.
And where was he when he got hit?
He was standing in front of his upholstery shop in Sunnyvale, talking to a lady, and there was a 3 lanes that came across the intersection and turned into 2 lanes. The right lane merged, and there was an older dude, like 70 years old, in the right-hand lane, and the light turned green. He tried to get in front of the other cars, and the other cars were like, "Fuck you, I'm not letting you in." And so they raced up that road, and there was my uncle just standing there talking to this lady. Freaking plowed into him, sent him flying.
Dang.
100 feet or whatever. Just shattered him. Just broke everything. Fucking broke everything. Didn't kill him, though. He was a tough son of a bitch. He fucking, but back, legs, arm, everything was broken. And, they did what they could. So that's the 60s, They didn't have any technology. Right. And I remember going down to see him, and he was in this rotating bed. It was a great big circle. And it was like maybe 8 feet tall at the top. and the bed would sit and he would lay on his stomach for however many hours, and then they would put the mattress down on him and then flip him completely over the other way, and then the mattress would come off somehow. I don't remember how it all worked, but and then he'd lay on his back for 12 hours, and then they'd put the mattress on and they'd flip him back over.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And then and a couple of things that I really remember that saw how bad it was for him. One time we were in the hospital, a bunch of the family showed up and they brought milkshakes, and they asked him if he wanted a milkshake, and he was like, "Yeah, sure." And he was like, being part of the family again, and everybody was laughing and we're having a good time, and they handed him the milkshake, but he had no feelings in his arm. And he went to hold the milkshake and he just crushed it against his chest. And the whole thing just spilled everywhere. And then he started to cry. And then, and then everybody tried to, get all,
Wow.
yeah. So that one was one. And then the other one, it was the same kind of thing. We were at his house and it was during the holidays. And there was about 20 people in a big circle around the living room. And he was in his wheelchair and everybody was in chairs and on the couches and whatever. And there was a little girl, maybe two, playing with a balloon. And somebody was hitting the balloon and she'd hit it and laugh, and everybody was laughing and hitting the balloon back and forth. And the balloon came around and it flew over by somebody and they kicked it and it flew up in the air, and it went over by somebody else and they kicked it and it went up in the air, and everybody's laughing, and the little girl's chasing the balloon, and it comes right down to my Uncle Danny, and I saw him kick it. In his head, he kicked that balloon, but nothing happened. And he just put his head down. He started crying. And I was like, fuck, this sucks, man. So I have always, ever since then, man, I appreciate every day when I can freaking walk and use my hands. And my aches and pains are just aches and pains. At least I can feel them. He couldn't even feel his. So that was brutal.
And he's dead now?
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna die.
All right. I'll be around.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks everybody for watching. Bye bye.
Bye.